Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to Total War Saga Thrones of Britannia with the Scottish. As we continue our conquest here of southwestern Scotland, whatever this sort of is, taking it with force and quite a bit of violence. And of course preparing for our next big war, which is either going to be north or southern areas here. Of course north might be where we're going, because we got some mission here to capture that, so we get a bunch of supplies and some gold, and of course sort of push the main quest line, if you will. Plus we can eliminate Orkney, which is also a mission, so that's probably actually where I'm going to be going. Is probably where I shall be heading.
Never.
Leaving this fellow to just swoop up and secure the south, and then send the other army northwards. Probably give him a bit of rest there. Since we ignore those in the north anyways, they're going to be a problem at some point, so best to take care of that before it becomes a major problem. And I'm saying, you know, knee deep in England. Cutting down Englishmen left and right, and then only to find, you know, these sea Vikings, you know, hammering away at my rear, which is not something I'm particularly keen on having to deal with. So I'd rather get that settled before it becomes a major issue.
Full ahead, longships!
That's a bit of a nuisance.
Our bravery is legendary.
We're heading northwards here. And we're going to have to cross into some else's territory, but that to get for positioning it there, to be honest.
None shall stand against us.
It's what they get for placing it there in the first place. Ingrates. By the way, checking out the economy, things are looking slightly decent. They probably won't be going quite yet there into the silver, though of course getting a silver industry going is going to be pretty amazing. So I obviously want to do that at some point. Food wise is not where exactly we're lacking. It's economy, I would say that's a key element we wish to be embarking improvement upon. Apparently Stratclut is at war with Ulaid, meaning these chaps are at war with these chaps. Alright. So we're just sort of slowly moving out here. Sadly, don't have a lot of history about the Scots during this period, except they had crossbows. And that's about it. Not really my, shall we say, forte. Got some knowledge about the general Vikings and so on there, which they aren't, and well, I know more about the Byzantine Empire, or Eastern Roman Empire. So, a bit short on these things specifically.
Fleets ready to sail. Kill them all.
What I'll probably do is grab this and then also just vassalize them on this little island, basically exiling them for all intents and purposes.
You can count on us. Stay tight there.
Alright, slow improvements, all ahead. Okay, we can upgrade to silver there now. Should all benefit us quite well there, since silver is obviously quite valuable. It's one of the most valuable resources in game, right after gold, which for some reason is not represented with a gold bar. So I mean, increasing our silver exports is going to be quite valuable for us. I should probably begin expanding the northern army there, though, for the war. That is to come. Just waiting, passing turns.
Friendship may be of mutual benefit.
Sure, whatever. I'm not entirely sure why they want to be friends with me, but you know, I mean, if they absolutely desire it. Oh, whoa, 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 I hate that.
Go full out! On it!
There we go. And we got that bit of research done, so that is no longer where we could theoretically go for this branch, leadership. I don't think it's going to gain us a ton right now, so I'd rather be focusing on improving some of our combat units here. Focus on upgrading our Alban Axemen to something a bit more impressive. I think we'll do us a bunch of good. More scribery there, more scribery there, more money for me and a few others.
Our every foe shall fall.
I mean, he's pretty much got a large army, so
Expect great deeds.
I think in this case we're gonna be working on this once as fiscally responsibly as we can, of course, but still, you know, getting it something useful. Go. That should allow us to assist in the northern war that will soon embroil and catch up all of northern Scotland. The War of the Highlands, or something like that. I don't know what it's going to call it. But it'll be a great war, a massive war. A glorious war for Scotland, future Scotland. Actually, I wonder what the kingdom victories is for Kilts, and I actually haven't checked. At least if I checked, I forgot. But never too difficult to either check or check up again. Lots of faction popping out in there, and we need to make vassals apparently, so it's actually a
None shall stand against us.
probably should have vassalized some other factions, but definitely means I've got the right of way here basically by vassalizing no one's attempting to. East Governor there, throwing some scribery. Reasonably well defended, so that's not an issue. We could upgrade this for more food, resource, and some furs, which of course means more resource gold as well. So we're going to do
The
that.
men are eager to get to it. Move up to position.
Move on out.
Switch to the next turn there, so we can get them
We
stuffed
are
in here and
eager
slightly
for
prepared
glory.
for the next battle, because they are suffering some attrition there. So let's ensure that full strength before going to war with those chaps. And is there anything else we can do here? I don't think so. Let's just end the turn then. Obviously, I can hire a few more troops from the Northern Army. Should do that. Next turn. Anyways, once the snow's hit, I'm basically thinking small army takes care of these sort of smaller cities, while the big one sort of heads northwards towards Orkney. Slowly also expanding these small armies, so in case Sudrya goes to counterattack, which they most likely will,
Oarsmen ready to row.
I can just sort of shift things over.
Yes. All ships seaworthy.
Go,
Come through that
vassalized is one faction, brought to heel.
None shall stand against us.
We will not fail you. Good and ready.
I think we're going to slightly expand a bit more here. Add some cavalry because that's pretty good. And then next turn we basically begin the war to end all wars for Northern Scotland. Because it sure as I'm not going to end all wars in general. Not a million years. Sudraya has a massive force. They might have to bring the small navy then the south up to strengthen the small army to deal with that. Media's gone. There's a lot of factions just biting the dust very rapidly at that. Biting the dust nonetheless. Wonder, is Orkney still friends with the... Yes, they are. That poses a bit of a tactical issue. Strategic one on that, because this army is basically a potential huge pain in the arse. Because my southern forces cannot respond to that. My vassals are pretty much useless until at least they've been allowed to strengthen.
For the glory of the Gales.
Can use this time to slightly strengthen my army here a bit. And I'll save the resource for this one instead. I think also the upkeep. Just focus on strengthening the economy. We need more resources. What does this actually benefit us? Does it? It's just happiness and estates, which just seems like currently kind of pointless. I think we'll rather focus on a watermill, since that gives us a nice economic boost, which we like. At least I like. Very much so. Investment marks for getting more. I'll just take your farms there. And we can just wait for the Sudra Navy or Forster to slightly head further northward, so not an immediate pain in the arse. Not. I'm not particularly keen on this. I mean, again, we have to do it, but lightning strikes. Nasty.
We sail with the tide. We're entering port.
Right, pop in there. Add some levies, some archers.
War is what we do best.
Now, of course, this is the other option. We basically just go, well, we can solve that down the road. Like, oh, those are the levy troops. These are not. So I think I'll be focusing down here instead. And we got access to wolfhounds now. I'm not entirely sure what purpose they serve. They basically just seem to be terror weapons. They're also kind of expensive. In fact, they're really expensive. And technically ours don't do much, but again, they seem to be these, for their sort of cost, I think, quite expensive terror weapons. I mean, look at the upkeep. It's actually cheap to keep men going than it is to keep these dogs going. You'd figure it wouldn't be the case, you know, they're just dogs. Really big dogs, but, you know, hopefully still dogs. So,
None shall stand against us.
I'm not entirely sure what's up with that.
Already.
Passing a turn as I further ponder a war here and its potential outcomes. Right, seems like the Sudra Southern Force is not moving. At least we didn't get to be shown that, so I guess we just gotta sort of, well, do it and accept the very unpleasant consequences, I think. They just seem to be... No, they vanished off. Well...
Good and ready.
Sod it.
We will then die. Got it.
There we go. Legitimacy.
For the
Here we
glory
come.
of the Gales.
So there we go, setting out for a great big war. which I will likely regret.
The men are eager to get to it.
It's expensive, but if you're going to be hitting a massive southern army, I guess I'm going to have to go for it, plus some crossbowmen. An expensive emergency measure here. But, I think the time's called for it. Lots of Sudrea Navy sitting southwards. But yeah, I'll probably send the sort of secondary army in the north southwards as soon as I've secured the Sudrea settlements as well.
Our bravery is legendary. All right.
Yeah.
War is what we do best.
Oh. Not exactly a lot of estates up there. Scotland. Go, give our little air one.
Our bravery is legendary.
Still some time of calling any spearmen. Bit disconcerted about that. Also, we got Dunnechtine I need to seize. Then again, my military ally might just sneak up there and nab that one. So we got the Welsh basically invading Ireland, since that Clwyd is apparently a Welsh faction. Again, I'm not entirely sure how that works. They seem to like just stuffing the Welsh wherever they can. Oh, southern England, Wales. Northern or southern Scotland, Wales. I don't know, I'm probably missing out on something there, but it just seems a bit funny to me. That's two massive armies there in the south. I'll probably have to switch something southwards myself enough.
For the glory of the Gales. All right.
Move it now.
Alright, leaves only Tondwyn and Dunnechtine.
For the glory of the Gales.
There you go, some spearmen. Not a lot, but better than nothing, I'd say. Better than nothing. Probably some carries are good idea as well.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? We agree.
There we go. And next. Oh, we got the army too. Now that's actually quite helpful. That is actually quite helpful. This allows us to dispatch some further troops to the south. Splendid. Well, that certainly serves a whole bunch of issues. Fixes that. I don't think I need a massive garrison there, so I'm just going to begin dismantling that. Plus, that gives me extra resources.
Expect great deeds.
So that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. A very pleasant development. To put it mildly. Yes, the Dryer is going to be quite the tricky challenge here. Quite the tricky challenge. with all the large armies of Orkneys as well. I mean, I'd rather pick the fight with two reasonably sized factions, but it's a bit inevitable, I think. A bit inevitable.
The men are eager to get to it. To victory!
I wonder if losing that vassal kingdom is going to count against my goal. Yup, I have to rule over them at the same time.
My warriors are unparalleled. Pick up those feet.
That's good to know.
War is what we do best. Our bravery is legendary.
It doesn't look like they're looking to cause trouble for now, so that's something. Trondwood will be seized next turn. We'll grab that here. Is there anything else I need to really do right about now? I do not particularly think so. Except just, I guess, try and build up this force a bit more. Bit expensive, but should hopefully be worth the price. Now I actually have several sort of decently sized armies, which of course is pretty good. Otherwise, this episode so far pretty short on conflict directly. Any sort of major engagements, just small skirmishes and whatnot, and mostly just towns being seized. Which I think is largely due down to the slightly more awkward geography of northern Scotland and the nature of my enemies being much more seaborne.
None shall stand against us. You can count on us.
That's going to be a big battle.
Show no mercy!
And this also looks to be one, actually. Seeing as it looks like I'll have to storm the walls, so considering how much time we got left, I think. I mean, if we're going to have to take it, I need more siege engines, so.
For the Morrigan!
That's going to wait another turn, in which case it means we go after
None
these chaps.
shall stand against us.
Although apparently that one is much more in our favour, so that just seems pointless. So might as well just auto-assault that. Pushing back a sizable Orkneyan army.
The men are eager to get to it. Bring me their heads.
And finishing off the king.
Success brings greater power.
And there we
We
go.
are eager for glory.
Victory. Quartermaster. Sinful. It all just seems weird. Adversarisk sinful, the very definition of her hands, and then it gets you seal? I don't get that at all, to be honest. That just seems weird. That just seems weird. If I have to be honest.
Stay tight there. Into battle.
Well, that's obviously just me. That is obviously
The men are eager to get to it.
just me.
Oh yes. Yes.
Oh. Well, that stuff that got to be sorted out. Well, we'll reward him with an estate of his own, since he did essentially secede his entire kingdom to me. So I'd say he's earned it. I'd say he's earned it. In fact,
War is what we do best.
Let's try them out. No idea how they work, but you know, only one way to find out, and that's by trying them out. Of all this, I can actually upgrade here to a full silver smelter, thusly strengthening our economy further by, you know, pushing out more silver. Also, bigger mill there. Much bigger mill. Guess that Orkneyan army forces me to pull back there for a while until I can ascertain what's going to
Success
land.
brings greater power.
Quartermastering action. Scribing action.
We will not fail you.
Gotta figure out where they're buzzing off to.
Forward we go.
Get them north.
Apparently not have an advantage enough to just auto-resolve it. Since siege battles tend to be... Honestly, they really haven't made them much more exciting or anything. I think they were kind of a bit more exciting in Total War Tilla than they were in Thrones of Britannia, if I have to be honest.
Immediately.
There we go. An increase in territory. And now all of northern, well, not most of northern Scotland is ours. There's a bit here on the sort of edges, and that's about it. Well, maybe that bit as well.
Our bravery
So
is
looking a bit
legendary.
good there.
Can't be done. Our foes will tremble.
We do have an advantage fighting in sea, so even with this size of advantage, I'm not entirely sure I'm confident enough to go after them when my forces are depleted, so I don't think I will do that.
None shall stand against us. On the warpath.
So, just very slow episode again, it seems. Again, just due to the fact that Scotland, despite apparently sounding interesting, is in that sense not very interesting because due to the entire geography, it makes fighting a war really a pain in the arse. Getting around to there when you don't, you know, have a massive economy, just quickly get things around. Plus the fact that Orkneys, you know, these chaps, they're just working together, makes things a bit more awkward as well. Right, that sails away. Clearly not intent in messing with Scotland. Right, something seems to be happening. Something.
None shall stand against us. Show no mercy.
Alright, let's hunt down those bastards down and finish them off so I don't have to worry about that.
Advance the fleet for the Morrigan.
Fighting fit. Show no mercy.
And that's also a very much straightforward battle. And with that, Orkney is pretty much out of the war.
Right then.
And with that, I think we'll be stopping the episode for today. So thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed this again. Another quieter episode. Again, whoever's just at Scotland apparently haven't quite thought through the entire geography. At least, again, it's just making for sort of very interesting fighting in a sense. So either way, though, we'll certainly be keeping on for this at least until we hit some kind of victory. Don't know if we're aiming for a short or a long one here, to be honest. But either way, thank you all for joining in. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe, like, share, comment, share with everyone. I'm off for now, but back in another 2 days' time with another episode. Bye.